Hello and welcome back. We're on BallySpring and I can't remember where I'm up to on BallySpring. I know, or I'm certain that I'll have to feed the animals next. Yep, I knew that because I always try and save games at the end of one game, at the end of one day and the beginning of another, so I know that feeding animals is the next job I've got to do each time I start a game. I'm not sure what the state of those two paddocks are. I know that I've harvested them, but have I ploughed them and everything, or are showing as seed beds? So yep, I've done everything to those I need to do. And my grass paddocks are not ready to mow, and everything's only stage 1 fertilization. So I've got to feed all my animals and then fertilize all of these paddocks once more. Now you've actually seen me feed animals a million times before, so I probably should start with the fertilization instead so that you can see that. And I can do that, I don't mind that. My animals won't exactly starve to death especially since I've turned the time down to 0.5. We should be fine if I fertilise them all first. Now I've got plenty of silage bales there, but are they all silage or are some of them still no, they're all silage. 116 and they're all silage. So I've got heaps of silage bales. I will just, yeah, that's definitely not ready to mow again yet. So I will check the next time I do mow the lawns, which will either be next month or the month after. It's October, so calendar grass, where are we? I guess I could mow them in November, so they won't be fully grown, but they'll be grown far enough to mow, and then December I won't go to mow them, so I will need to mow the lawns next month if I want to get one more cut out of this season. I'll just check. I've got heaps of grass bales there too, and heaps of hay bales. So I probably don't need to mow next month. I might mow and turn them into silage, because then I can sell some of the silage bales I've got, because I'll have more beginning to fertilise ready. So that might be a good idea, is to mow my lawns next month and do silage bales again, and then sell some of the silage bales that I've already got. Now, I apologise, it's been quite a while since I've done a video, and I've been aware of that, but I've just been so busy with stuff, so I thought I could talk a wee bit about what I've actually been doing. Which track did I want to take? Ford, I don't even know where the Fiat's parked. Where have I parked it? Oh, down behind there. I've used the Fiat recently on my other farms, so we'll take the newer of the two Fords, the 40 series I think. That sounds like a good plan, to take that one. So anyway, the first thing that I have been doing recently is about a month and a half ago I got commissioned to make a Lego mock for someone. Now a mock is my own creation, so it's when someone asks you to make a Lego thing for you, but they're not asking you to build a set that they've bought, they're asking you to design something and build it yourself for you. And I'm sure you've all seen before, where are we going here? I need to fill that trailer. Why is it showing as not? Surely I must have stuff there still. Have I in fact? Because it's not coming up with a... Yeah, let's check to see if I've actually got any slurry there at the moment. Slurry 0. No, I haven't. Okay. We won't be putting slurry on the fields then. We can either fertilise it by rolling it. If I roll it, I don't think it'll be ready to harvest next month, which is the last month I can harvest this year. So nothing else for it. We're just going to have to use the old bought fertiliser like this. No. Hang on, that one... No, that one is... I don't think it's fertiliser from memory. So this is the problem with changing between different maps. I think this is the one for... Where are we? Yeah, that's not fertiliser there, that's herbicide. So I need the other little sprayer there, not that one, for fertilisation. Well, hang on. No, I think I put these two back in the wrong order after I stocked all of these up, because the orange one is definitely my fertiliser sprayer, and this one that is on the tractor right now is the one I use for herbicide. So I put those back in the wrong order, those two. That's what the problem is. I was thinking the orange one was fertiliser, which it is. So we'll put that there. Then go and grab one of the tractors with forks on the front. International. Anyway, so yes, a guy I know owns a Mitsubishi Evo 10, and you've seen those cartoon Lego cars I made before. He asked me if I could do a cartoon version of his Evo 10 for him. So I said, yeah, sure, give me a couple of months. And that was a month and a half ago, and it doesn't mean I've been slacking and not doing things, but how I build those things is I normally spend at least a month just thinking about different ways I could achieve different looks and things to get things right. I'm putting back in the wrong side again, aren't I? I'm going to go in front of the big plastic containers there. That's where it goes. Yep. So yeah, I normally spend about a month trying to work things out in my head before I even start putting bricks together. So that's what I did in this case as well. I spent probably a bit longer than that, probably about 5 weeks, just thinking about how I could do different parts of it to get it to look the way I envisioned and things. And then after I'd worked out basically how I thought it was going to go in my head, then I started putting brick to brick, as it were. And so I've got it about 90% finished now. I had to order a few parts to be able to complete it, so I'm just waiting on those parts to arrive now that I've ordered. And then apart from that, the only other thing I need to do to it is apply the stickers that I've had made up for it. I've made up stickers for the number plates and things, so it will actually have his proper number plates on it. So yeah, I've been working on that, and I've got a couple of weeks still in order to get that finished. So, and time-wise, I'm doing absolutely fine with that. It won't take me one more evening. We'll get that finished as long as I wait until the parts arrive, and they should arrive by Monday, I'd say, at any rate. Yeah. And then the other thing I've been doing is, one of my friends who owns an MX-5, the same model as mine, had a lot of holes and patches in his roof, and so he bought a new roof, just a material bit, and wanted a hand putting the new roof over the old frame. So that's what we spent all of today doing, and it's taken us about 10 hours to do it. He's done it once before, but not on that model MX-5, on an earlier model, so it was a bit different. He has done it once before, and I've helped someone a wee bit with one before, but didn't ever get the job finished. We sort of, the time I could give him to help him, and you've got the job finished. I haven't really done it before. So yeah, there is a place in Auckland called Garage 5 that do it. Now they're MX-5 specialists. They do things like put new roofs on them all the time, and one of the things they say is it's an 8-hour job. So I don't know whether that's one person spending 8 hours on it, or whether it's two people spending 4 hours each, but where they both know exactly what they're doing and things. But certainly in our case, we didn't know exactly what we were doing all along, so we were sort of scratching our heads and working things out as we went. And a couple of times we actually made mistakes and had to undo bits we'd done and then redo them correctly and things. So we managed to get it done today, and it took us about 10 hours. It's not quite finished, and I know Fury Machine Gaming is going to kill me right now, because I'm fertilising right next to a river, and so I'm sure he wouldn't approve of that. But so be it. I need to get these fields all fertilised. I should have done the other two first before I did my grass fields, so I might pop across the road and do the other two once I've finished this field. Anyway, so we've been working on this top today, and we've got it almost finished. We've still got 6 pop rivets. No, sorry, 12 pop rivets put back in place, and we just ran out of daylight, so we couldn't do those, and a wee bit of trim to put back on. So I spent about so I was saying Garage 5, who are the MX5 specialists in New Zealand, they say it takes 8 hours to do a top, but they're doing them basically every day. So, you know, well, not every day, but I'm sure they're doing at least one a week. And they say it takes 8 hours to do one. It took us 10 hours today, and as I said, there's probably another 1 hour's worth of work in it, so it'll probably take us about 11, maybe 11 and a half hours by the time we're completely done and it's finished. But given that we've saved somewhere between $800 and $1,000 today by doing it ourselves, I think it was well worth spending that amount of time on it. In fact, one of the reasons I was quite keen to help my friend do it, I mean, I'm just a helpful guy anyway, so I would have helped him regardless, but I know that I'm going to be up for a new top in about 12 months time, because my one's got a very small tear in it now, and it's only a small tear, so it's still watertight and everything. But the thing with tops like that is once they start ripping, they're not going to stop, sort of thing. It's only going to get worse over time. So I know that within 12 months I'll be up for a new top. I don't think that's adding a fertiliser layer there. Maybe, I'll just stop and check here. So let's go back here for a second. No, it's not. So I'll need to wait until I seed those fields before I can get another fertiliser layer in those. That's okay, at least I discovered that before I poured a whole lot of fertiliser onto the field, just to discover it wasn't doing anything. So yeah, one of the reasons I was so eager to help my friend today with that is because I knew that I'd be up for a new top in another 12 months or so, and I wanted to work out how difficult is it. Do I want to take a trip up to Auckland and pay Garage 5 to do it for me, or do I want to do it myself? And it's funny because my wife and I talked about it, and we'd come to the conclusion that we'd probably just pay Garage 5 to do it. But having done it today now, I'd probably actually go the opposite way and say, no, I'd get my friend who I was helping today with his top, I'd give him a call and say, you know how I help you do your roof? So it's certainly easier with 2 people, and I think it will take less time next time because we have a much better understanding of what we're doing and things. But none of it was too difficult. There were a few difficult parts, but nothing too difficult. But yeah, if we can save between $800 and $1,000 in labour by doing it ourselves, and we can get it done in say 10 or 11 hours, then I think that's probably worth doing. So I certainly couldn't earn $1,000 in 8 to 10 hours. You know, it's just no way I could earn that much money that quickly. So don't really fancy spending it that quickly either. So yeah, that's what I've been doing all day today, was helping my friend put a new roof on his MX5. Now I'm afraid that I forgot to start a timer when I started recording, so I've got no idea how long this video's been, but we'll get another field or 2 fertilised perhaps, and then I'll let you go. You'll notice that when I do fertilisation with a sprayer like this, because this sprayer is not overly wide, and I don't want an overly wide one because the whole point of this farm is it's a small family run farm, so it's all done with small equipment, and that's how I like it to be. But when I'm doing a narrower sprayer like this, I use like a bird's eye view to make sure that I get it all, because I hate it when you leave little strips or anything like that. And of course I don't use GPS because this farm's set in the 80s, so I don't want to use GPS, so I use bird's eye view instead. I'm sure that's what farmers did before GPS was invented. You know, they'd fly above the tractor like that. Absolutely certain that that's exactly what they do. Okay. Come on here. Yeah, I've got enough from there to do the next paddock as well, I'm sure I have. And this gate's buried a wee bit in the ground because it's a gate that I put in. That one doesn't come on the map. I've put a lot of gates into this farm. Most of them come out really, really well, but that one there is a wee bit in the ground, a bit closed. I don't mind. Not a biggie. I could try and flatten the ground out a wee bit. Oops, that wasn't very good. That wouldn't be good for the sprayer. I don't want to risk wrecking it. I'm not very good at changing like the actual ground, flattening bits out and things. I often end up leaving sharp ridges and things in place, even though I use the smoothing tool. So yeah, I do struggle to do the ground deformation and things and keeping it good. So just get this paddock finished. Yeah, I was aware, as I said, that I hadn't put out a video for a while. I don't like to keep people waiting too long, especially because I've told AK off for this already. He's dropped, I think, 3 videos in 3 days. So I sent him a message on, is it on Steam or no, not on Steam, on Discord. I said, I'm struggling to keep up with your videos when you're dropping them so quickly, and I suggested to him that perhaps going forwards he could drop just 1 video each time he changed his underwear, so he can only drop videos when he's got clean underwear on. And he responded very tongue-in-cheek, I thought, and I don't think he'll mind me sharing this. He said, rightio, so from now on I can only drop 1 video a month. And I said, yep, that's it, you got it. Well, it's just gave him a thumbs up, but that's what it meant. Yep, you got it. Once a month. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, that's all tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, when he drops 3 videos in 3 days, it can be very, very hard to try and keep up with them. I find the same problem occasionally with Fury, who'll drop lots of videos in a very short amount of time. And I know that he understands if I don't get around to watching them all for 3 or 4 days, he's cool with that. So it doesn't really matter, but I do like to try and keep up, because I know that if I get too far behind, then catching up just becomes really difficult. Is it filling? No, it's not. Okay. Get it lined up right. Now it's filling. Okay. I've done, how many of my grass paddocks have I done? 3. So I don't think 50%, 51% is going to be enough to do all the other 3, but we might start off with them, because the paddocks I've still got to do are smaller than the ones I've already done, so we might just use this one first, but I probably will need to go and add a wee bit more. And then once I've done this, I have to feed my animals, and then I can probably skip the rest of the day since my grass isn't actually ready to mow yet. But this video is probably getting to about the 20 to 30 minute mark now, so on that note I will let you all go, and hopefully you won't have to wait quite so long for your next video. Okay, thank you very much for joining me and for watching this video. Okay, bye.